Hey, what's up there? My name is David Schroers and I'm here with Lauren today. Lauren is an avid content creator on YouTube. I am from Fiction Film Studio. I'm an Australian filmmaker, film editor, and I've got a really big interest in content creation on the YouTubes. So recently I've had the pleasure of working with Lauren and her YouTube channels. She has one that's ASMR. And what does ASMR stand for again, Lauren, for all those people that are new to this reality of ASMR?
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Cool.
Which basically means that the viewer has a stimulus or response to a trigger in the particular video that gives them a comfortable sensation. And
you're there to design that trigger and to kind of keep that trigger going in a number of different varying ways to trigger like a sensory response from them.
Yes, to give them a variety of media to do that, and some of the media may work, some of the media does not work, but it's about the viewer crawling through the internet and finding the videos that give them some sense of sensual comfort.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So firstly, I mean, there is a big reason why we're here. Congratulations on 10,000 subs on your ASMR channel. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Lauren.
Dave.
How are you feeling?
I can't believe it. I'm so excited because I've only been working seriously with ASMR for probably a year.
Yeah.
And it's happened very, very fast, and it's been really exciting. It's kind of like the feeling when you have your 21st or something like that. It's very, very exciting.
That's a big one then. That was a huge feeling. So you said it like it went really quite fast, but how long did the actual process of reaching this 10,000 subscriber point?
I think in about February of last year I was on about close to 2,000.
Yeah.
So it was quite fast. Before that time I'd been playing with YouTube, but I wasn't really directional or clear on what I was doing.
Yeah.
Through experiencing other ASMR, I felt that it was a calling because other ASMR artists gave so much to me and helped me so much with my own stress levels, and I wanted to give back to the community. And I became fascinated. It took me quite some time to have the courage to do a true ASMR video because it takes a level of courage because of the role play.
Sure.
But the letters, the response letters from people that are able to sleep or feel it's a way to process a relationship ending or they're depressed gives you so much satisfaction.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine that. I suppose that's a big thing about, you know, YouTube and these personal videos that people are able to create that develops, you know, this personal connection with the audience. It's fantastic. So is the ASMR videos, is that the only kind of content that you create on YouTube, or is there anything else that you're working on?
I've recently started a channel, Superfit with Lauren, and I really want the channels to work together.
Yeah. Because
my passion is to help people to find a sense of life satisfaction through body, mind and soul, which is the Trinity. So I want the channels to work together, and ideally my dream is to run retreats and seminars where I take people away with me and we find or discover ourselves, not only as individuals but in relation to the environment and the community.
Cool. It's definitely important to have those connections in your life.
Yeah,
no.
And the extension, there's so much emphasis, I think, David, on the individual, and I think we've got to remember that we're an individual within a community, and that community works with globally with the environment. I don't think you can separate them out.
No, definitely. So I mean, there does seem to be quite a lot of attention going towards ASMR and that kind of field of videos, or meditation or relaxation, whatever you'd like to call it. Why do you think it's so popular? Why do you think people are really getting involved, and why do you think people are having such positive kind of reactions? Or
I think that something that's happened to society is the McDonaldization of society, which is this pull Western society has towards being fast, to processing everything quickly, so that you can drive through and get your McDonald's meal, that you can find a particular system to get over grief, that's 1, 2, 3 step. Everything is about a process rather than remembering that we're human beings, that we interact as human beings, and getting back to how we have dinner around a table with a ritual, and that we ritualized society. And ASMR brings us back to enjoying the senses of smell, taste, touch for what they are, rather than it being a process line, which I think we have become in a lot of ways.
Yeah, true. So in terms of coming up with wanting to create these ASMR videos, was there anything in your life that triggered the series of events that led you to start making these videos?
Yes and no. I've always been someone that's been really self-searching, and I spent a lot of time at university, probably too long, and part of that...
I've heard that before.
I was 31 when I finished, and then I went back at 48, so that's a long time. So I was in the oldest of 6 kids with very high achieving parents. So I was a late maturer, so I lacked social maturity. And then I got married, I think at age 36. The marriage didn't work out. So in my mid-40s, I was kind of really thrown thinking, hey, I'm supposed to have a picket fence with 2 kids. We're meant to be blissfully happy.
Yep.
I'm not. And that was really scary because I was launched into aging.
Yeah.
I was launched into being alone, suddenly having to support 4 kids and not knowing any longer who I am. So ASMR immediately started to fill a hole, and as it filled a hole, I just couldn't get enough.
Awesome, that's great. It's good when you can find that that one thing that keeps you going and gives you that drive and motivation to push through, especially in difficult times. And it's cool that it can be something that's interactive with an audience as well. Yeah. I think that definitely amplifies the energy that goes around with that.
Oh, you're so right. The interacting with the audience, and what makes YouTube so special compared to TV is that you are everything. You're the editor, filmmaker. Thank you very much for all your help. I really needed it.
That's all right.
Editor, filmmaker, that you are the whole production team, that you are the idea, the concept. And one of the interesting things about that is in TV, you've got someone else to be the fall guy, your producer, whatever. So you can walk away and no one gets to contact you. Yeah. But with YouTube, the sometime hate that you receive, you've got to be a thick skin, you've got to be resilient, you've got to be strong, you've got to wear that.
Yeah, it's a new level of awareness that comes into play.
I actually find that really exciting because those ASMR artists like Maria or Ilsa, they've not only created their own channel, their concept, but they've worn some of the negative and they've pulled through and kept going. And I find that really, I really admire content creators because they've got to do that.
Definitely.
Because on TV, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to deal with the feedback. No, it's definitely great character building, if nothing else. Oh dear. Cool. So for other people who are into developing on this kind of content, ASMR type content on YouTube, is there any kind of tips, tricks, hand-me-down advice that you could bestow upon them?
Oh, so many. The first one is visualize yourself as the person that you want to be in YouTube. In YouTube, we have a great capacity to give to people's lives. In order to do that, we need to be a whole person ourselves. So rather than be super vulnerable, we need a bit of vulnerability, but we need to also have some strength and some confidence there to carry our channel forward and help other people. So number one, a sense of self. Number two, a schedule to consistently produce content to help people that's consistent and predictable.
Yeah.
To have a thick skin. Let's say you have 100 viewers. Possibly up to an average of 3 viewers will strongly dislike your content. And if your content is sensational, 3 viewers will very strongly dislike it. So you can kind of say on YouTube that when you get 3 letters that really dislike your content, you can think, 97 people are happy with it. And that's something you need to wear if you're going to move forward and want to give your content to the world to enable the world and help the world. As well as that, be clear on what you're offering and continue to move forward with that clarity.
Awesome. That's some really sound advice. I could probably even take upon some of that for myself, being like a small-time content creator. So
With massive potential.
With massive potential. When it comes to being a content creator, what's the favourite part or the main kind of aspect that keeps you driven and motivated to continue doing it? So what's your kind of main drive?
Okay, I'm driven by two things. I have been really driven by my own need to find my sense of self and the viewers. That really drove me.
Yeah.
Recently, that has adjusted. I now feel more clear on where I'm going. I really want to run my health retreats, and the health retreats will have ASMR and teach people how to change their body in order to empower their soul. Awesome. And I'm truly driven by that. So that is my direction. And that's come through maturity. In the beginning, I didn't have that clarity.
So it definitely takes a long time to build that view or reality that you want to put yourself to.
I think everyone's different. When you have an idea and suddenly with YouTube, it's like you're in the middle of a football field and there's thousands of people that hear your idea. It's like, oh, okay, that's what everyone thinks.
There's also thousands of people in the field that you're kind of performing alongside and trying to grab attention.
Yeah, so it's you've got to have an incredible thick skin. But when you do, that is just awesome and so empowering.
Yeah, definitely. So Lauren, how do you feel about the culture of YouTube? So it's kind of a two-part question. How do you feel currently about the culture of YouTube that you've experienced and you've been subject to? And is there anything that you'd like to see change in terms of the culture of YouTube?
I would say that 99% of the culture is warm, embracing, empowering, sensational, has changed my life.
Yeah.
And I am so lucky to have had that medium, It's fantastic. I would say 1% is somewhat like road rage. And when someone's driving a car and they're angry with other people, they'll be angry using the horn or whatever without the awareness that that person actually experiences that anger.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of anonymity on YouTube where people are really aggressive. Now, that's not so much a bad thing because we can learn from that, but it reflects our community at large. And I think that as a community at large, we need to take responsibility for our emotions.
Yeah.
Choose our emotions. If we're choosing hate, it's nothing to do with the content. It's nothing to do with what we're watching. It reflects back to us.
Yeah.
I would really like us as a global community to take more responsibility for our feelings.
Definitely.
Rather than blaming. And I think that really is cordialized on YouTube. So on YouTube, we really see that part of society that represents negative feeling coming from themselves, not anyone else, from themselves.
Or just venting internal feelings.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily an accurate reflection or representation of what happens on in real life. It's a bit more because people feel a lot more empowered to say what they want to say. A lot of the time, it's not always the best kind of...
Well, no one sees them. With Tumblr, etc., they can be anonymous.
Yeah.
And I do not think there's something wrong with that. As in, I think that's the way we're moving, and I think we have to move with it.
Yeah.
But it really is a mirror to us of what our society has come. The word hate, I don't like my children using the word hate, because if you think of really feeling hate for anything, like my daughter was saying, I hate that song, it should be something that's taken out of society and taken out of our vocab.
Yeah.
The word hate has no constructive use.
Well, it should be, that song is different from what I normally listen to.
Yeah. Or I prefer not to listen to that song. Others may not like that song, but not me.
Yeah. True, I feel that. So, Lauren, with both your fitness and ASMR channel, what are some of the goals that you have now once you've reached 10,000 subs? What's next? What are you feeling next on the
I'm
YouTube
so
horizon?
excited. I really want to. I've got a 30-day challenge coming up with Superfit.
Yeah.
And I have so many ideas for that. So I really want to help people to empower themselves to change their own body. I really like the concept of helping people help themselves.
I feel that too. You've got to be a support class. Yeah.
Not like a dog on a leash where they need you. I've gone through stages in my life where I've really needed a partner or I've needed something in my life. And I think we need to work towards detachment, but a healthy detachment, not where we forget the other person, but we remain happy in ourselves.
And can operate well as an individual.
Yeah, and that's where I really want to work towards, using this medium of both channels to give people the power to detach yet still love. Not detachment, not love, let someone drown.
Yeah.
Unconditional love, detachment, they're what I'm really working towards.
Beautiful, beautiful. So when it comes to being a content creator on YouTube, do you feel it changes you or your personality or character or how you'd normally kind of operate in a day-to-day kind of level? Do you feel it's changed you in a way?
Well, when I do a video on ASMR, I speak very slowly and whisper, which I'm not like that naturally. I'm very, very hyper, very high energy, and probably too fast. So it really slows me down, which is a good thing. Do
you find that that's like a form of self-meditation as well? It's good to kind of teach you.
It does.
And reinforce it. Yeah.
I need to slow down. I spend a lot of time meditating. But what ASMR has done is helped me slow myself down and sit with myself in the present time, which is really good and super fit. Also, I just love the thought of changing other people's bodies, and together with both of them, I really feel I've matured a lot through running those channels, and I'm so excited about the future.
Cool. It's always good to be excited about life and the future, whatever it may hold, especially if you can design your own reality, and that's the best kind of thing.
Design your own reality.
That's the best thing's going to go. So we talked a bit before about YouTube and then the other type of big video medium format TV. Do you feel like there's ever going to be a place for you on TV, or do you think you're going to be like YouTube all the way, or?
I have a huge loyalty to YouTube, and I've got some great friends, and when I started on YouTube there were some content creators that picked me up and really nurtured me, and I'm incredibly devoted to those content creators. So the community on YouTube is beyond description for me. I cannot describe how much I love and committed to YouTube.
Yeah.
I would never say no to TV. The reason I say that is I now want to run the retreats. I want to run the seminars on changing sense of self, and I'd like to speak. So any media that could promote that cause, which will come back to looking after people, I would be interested in. But nothing will ever mirror or come close to the support I've received on YouTube.
Definitely. I mean, I've felt similar things with small projects that I've worked on, and being, in touch with groups like the Melbourne YouTuber group, that's how we actually met. So the Melbourne YouTube group is a bunch of Melburnian YouTubers that have kind of come together, and like occasionally they'll collaborate and just discuss things online, and help each other out, support each other with their videos, give them some likes and views, constructive criticism. And I think it's these communities and groups that allow us to kind of put our ideas into play. I think that's like I don't think there's too many other mediums that have that kind of support base that YouTube does when it comes to people that you've never met before wanting to help you in your cause.
I've never experienced it in my life that, you tweet something, you put something on Facebook saying a question you have, and all these people come in to support and care, which is just magical.
It is definitely magical. The digital age is quite magical indeed.
It is.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you.
Let's end with a hand hug.
Hand hug, I love that.
Cool.
Hand hug.
Yeah.
Go to hand hug.
Get a hand hug. Thanks, guys.
Mwah.